What is going on, my good people of YouTube? It's your old pal CHH. You know, I love a good creature feature, and I love physical media, so why not do a video talking about creature feature movies that I like? You know, it's a fun subgenre. You know, there's a lot of good stuff. There's wolves, there's monsters, there's weird science fiction, bizarre-shaped monster things, there's animals, creatures, you know? I think it's a fairly broad term, and some things fall under the umbrella of creature features. So without further ado, what do we say we just jump right into this? I've got a lot of titles. I want to start with this. If you still can get your hands on the Arrow Empire of Screams box set, I do think that this is the best release of the year. And it's chock full of good creature feature stuff. There's stuff in Dungeon Master. Dolls are actually is a little bit what I would consider creature feature-esque type things, especially in the beginning with that big bear in the woods, the teddy bear monster. Cellar Dweller, by definition, is a creature feature, and it's a good one. I think it's really good, John Carl Buechler. And Arena had some killer monster stuff in there. As a matter of fact, this is from Arena. Look at that nasty thing. But if that ain't a creature, I don't know what is. Get your hands on the Arrow Video Empire Scream set. Do a little 70s, and we're actually starting with a Synapse, guys. How about a little creature from Black Lake? Yeah, this was good. I liked this movie a lot. 1976, and this was a 4K restoration from the 35. Yeah, I had never heard of this, but I was super excited to grab it, and yeah, I give it 2 thumbs up. I really liked it. And sticking with 70s, let's go to Severin. That was Synapse. Let's go to Severin. Look, Grizzly. This doesn't need any explanation, right? I was excited about this because my dad told me he saw this movie back in the day, and he loved it. And I concur. This Grizzly was great. I think this was 70s as well. 76. Yeah, so they were both from 76. Yeah, I wanted to say really quick while I'm putting this back on, I wanted to include Alligator on here, but it's a 4K release. It's not a Blu-ray release, but the mutation is Alligator 2 The Mutation. You can get the 4K for Alligator. It's going to come with the Blu-ray, but just know that it's a 4K release as well. I want to talk about Sorority Babes of the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama. I know what you're thinking. What are you talking about? This ain't a creature. It isn't, but it is. You know, because one of the main characters in the movie is the Imp. And if that ain't a creature, I don't know what the hell is. Here, let me reverse the art so you can see. It's funny artwork, too. I love this movie, and I think you would, too. Very sleazy, very funny. The Imp, a.k.a. Sorority Babes of the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama. And the Imp is one of the funniest creatures I've ever seen in a movie. Funny sense of humor. I love this film, guys. If you haven't seen Sorority Babes of the Slimeball Bowl-O-Rama, go to Charlie's website, fullmoonhorror.com. He had DVDs and Blu-rays, remastered DVDs too, mind you. So even if you don't want to get the Blu-ray, you can get the remastered DVD and you'll be fine. Let's talk a little bit about Basket Case, guys. These are 3 great movies. We've got 1, 2, and 3. 1 comes from Arrow Video. This is one of those times where they do those slipcases where they cut out a thing for this. Now, why they do that, I don't know. I don't know what its purpose is. But Basket Case 1. I love it. If you want to know what I think the best one is, that's a good question. Because I think 2 and 3 are actually really both very funny. I think I might like 3 more than 2. I'm not sure. 2 is great, but look at the back. I mean, this is creature feature insanity. Look at that. Look at the things in the back. And 3 is no different. Just bizarro Frank Henenlotter stuff. What's the best one? I think it's 1. I think it's 1. There's something about that authentic early 80s New York atmosphere that to me is just undeniable. But they're all must-owns and some of the best in the genre. So I love the Basket Case films. Super good. 2 and 3 are from Synapse Video. Number 1 is from Arrow Video. I want to go back to Synapse real quick, guys. I want to talk about the Kindred. Now, don't worry. The super release does not mean that it was limited and that was it. This is the Steelbook version. Now, you can get this in a regular version on Amazon right now from Synapse. The Kindred was one of those movies I would read about and see about all the time, and I would be like, when am I going to see this movie? As a matter of fact, Synapse was promoting The Kindred as far back as like 2017, I think. And then through a bunch of legal limbo, they finally were able to get it done. This was one of those movies that was actually worth the wait and worth the hype. Lived up to it, rather. This movie, The Kindred. Incredible creature feature, and it's just super entertaining and well made. It's a good movie. It literally was that hidden gem that people just like were wanting to see, but they couldn't because it was out on physical media. So yeah, there is a standard version of this movie available now. I don't know if the Steelbook version is available anymore, but the standard version is readily available. I highly recommend it. My highest recommend from this video probably is going to be that. Let's talk about a few werewolves. I'm not going to try to do too much werewolves, but of course I want to talk about Ginger Snaps. I love Ginger Snaps. This is a great movie. One of my favorite late 90s films, quite frankly. 2000 I think is when this came out, but you know, the culture doesn't just change because the year 2000 hits from 99. But this is a great movie. I love it to death. I definitely recommend getting this Scream Factory title. This is something I'd rather them do a 4K of than some of the other stuff they're doing right now. But regardless, Ginger Snaps is right here, and I highly recommend it. These girls are so good in this movie. Don't sleep on it. We've got Rawhead Rex here. I want to show you this. You can get this Region B Arrow video release if you're region free, or Kino Lorber just put it out on 4K. I just got this. Rawhead Rex. I love this movie, and I always thought that Rawhead reminded me of Goro from Mortal Kombat, but I really like this movie. It's super fun and kind of silly. Big Rawhead Rex fan, though. Big Rawhead Rex fan, so shout out to my buddy Kyle who sent me the 4K. But if you're region free and you can get this cheaper, go look up the Rawhead Rex Blu-ray. But I will say that this looked really good, too. If you are a 4K person, the Rawhead Rex 4K looked really, really good. This was written by Clive Barker, so it's got some good stuff in it. But yeah, the Rawhead monster is a beast. He is a beast. So I love this movie. It's a great creature feature. I will throw it again to Silver Bullet, one of people's favorite movies. I think this is just a charmer that people will always love. It's got one of the best stories. Not the best looking werewolf, but still really good, and it works for the movie. I like it a lot. So Silver Bullet, one last time. Alright, this is one of my favorite movies, but for some reason I never talk about it enough. Are you ready? What is it? It's King Kong 76. I freaking love this movie. This is probably my favorite King Kong. I love the original and all that beautiful stop motion, but the Dino De Laurentiis King Kong movie I think is criminally underlooked and not talked about nearly enough. I think in the pantheon of monster movies, aka creature features if you will, I think this is an all-timer with some incredible effects. I love it so much. So the 76 King Kong, this just got a Scream Factory Blu-ray a couple years ago. I went ahead and even got the poster for this. That's how much I love this movie. I never do that. You guys know me, I don't really buy that kind of stuff. Very seldomly. Like Return of the Living Dead I did, and for King Kong I did. If you haven't seen this, this is a real giant monster gorilla they made. It's incredible. I love this movie. So good. So it's slept on still. This is one of my favorites of all time. The 76 King Kong movie. I adore it. Please get it. Do not sleep on this. They did such a good job on the gorilla in the 70s. I just love this dearly. So please, this is my highest recommendation. I lied. How about Pumpkinhead? Now, you may not be able to get this with the slip anymore. It's been out for a long time. But there is rumor that this is possibly going to be one of their 4K announcements soon as well. But if you're not a 4K person, you don't care, go ahead and get this. They even put out a steelbook. But I'm just showing this because this version's probably still readily available as opposed to that steelbook. And it looks good. Great movie. Pumpkinhead is spooky as hell. Alright guys, let's talk about Monkey Shines. That's right, this is one of my favorites. Now this went out of print super fast from Scream Factory. Luckily being region free, I was able to go to Eureka Films and get this for like $16 with a slipcase. I love this movie. Obviously it's no explanation needed. It's about this guy who has a pet monkey that's supposed to help him as like his assistant, and it does not go well and the monkey becomes pure evil. I always love that artwork on there. That is scary as hell. As a kid, it terrified me. Just terrified me as a kid, seeing that on the movie shelves. But it's actually a really funny and suspenseful and just charming George Romero movie. And it takes a backseat to a lot of the other stuff he's done. But I think Monkey Shines is a classic from George. So definitely get Monkey Shines. I love it so much. Let's go to Arrow Video, guys. Let's talk about Tremors. Now, this is the Chunky Box Blu-ray set. Not the 4K set. I think a lot of people got the 4K set of this when it came out. But I was still pretty much on the fence with upgrading everything to Blu-ray. And I never even owned Tremors 1 on a Blu-ray already. So I just figured I could save $7 or $8 and just get this. It's got the bonus disc. Tremors. This was an American release. Very surprised to see Arrow Video get this. I hate how these things pop out. But I was very surprised to see Arrow Video get this, but I really like this box set. So this is the Blu-ray box set. Maybe you can find this on Amazon or eBay, but if not, you can get the regular release. But super happy with this release they did for Tremors. This is a classic. It's funny, I did some research. Tremors tanked at the box office, but did so well on VHS. That's what kept it going. But it underperformed horribly at the theater. That's just incredible to read about. But great movie. This is kind of a creature, right? The Wishmaster. I mean, he turns into some sort of nasty-looking creature. This is from Vestron. I highly recommend this. I love the first one. I think the sequels are okay. But I really think that the magic is in the first one. But unfortunately, you can't buy the first one by itself, so you got to get this collection. But, you know, you should be able to get this at a relatively good price. But I love the Wishmaster. What a creepy-looking character. I'm going to go to the Gate as well from Vestron because this has those minions in it. And there's a bunch of insane shit in the Gate. This is one of the best hidden gem 80s movies ever. Incredible, even. Just absolutely incredible. If Vestron ever got into 4K, the first and only one I'd want them to do is this movie right here. This movie is undeniably good. Undeniably good. The Gate is one of the best 80s monster creature movies I've ever seen. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this, and it's undeniable. Last but certainly not least, because Subspecies 5 will be coming out soon on Blu-ray, I want to talk about Subspecies. Yes, it's a vampire film, but you see those things at the bottom? Those are the creatures. Those are the little minions in those movies, and they're incredible. And they're all throughout the Subspecies films, and I highly recommend Subspecies. It's one of Full Moon's best movies, and I can't wait for Subspecies 5. I should be getting my Blu-ray very soon, and I'm looking forward to it. So there it is, guys. A bunch of creature feature movies on Blu-ray. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please tell me some of your all-time favorite creature feature movies, because I still want to get more. It's one of my favorite subgenres. Horror comedy is my favorite. Then you could look at maybe creature feature, doll movies, you know, little killers. I love stuff like that. Slashers, but creature features is so high up there. I think there's nothing like it, especially in the 80s. So thank you guys for watching this video. It's your old pal CHH. Please drop a like on this video if you have not. Drop a comment. Let me know some of your favorites, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Huge giant thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. Without you guys, this would not be possible. To get behind the scenes photos, videos, music, private live streams, and much more, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $1 a month. Thank you to my patrons.